kind of desk is this?
It's a European company. It's called Buso Audio. Buso
okay.
Audio, B-U-S-O. This one is called Producer XL. You got racks on both sides, and then the bottoms are racks as well. And then that tray is an 88 key tray. And then you can either set up the speakers on the top racks here, or you can set it up back, kind of measured both, and this one was a better spot. They're the same company that makes the speaker stands as well, from Buso Audio. Highly recommend them. Their stuff are absolutely incredible, really good quality, and they look really good.
That's a big screen in the back. Holy cow.
It's a ultra-wide 49-inch. It's actually a gaming monitor.
Yeah.
They use it for gaming because
Yeah.
it's a curved 49-inch. But it works so well with like editing files, MIDI, Pro Tools, all that kind of stuff, because I got a very big screen, which makes just my workflow so much faster. Using the new Mac Studio.
Yep.
So it's the maxed out one.
Sick.
From the Mac Studio. I used to actually have the Mac Pro, the cheese grater one.
Yeah.
And I tested both.
The new Mac Pro?
Yes.
Oh, man.
I sold the Mac Pro, got that one, because this one is way faster.
Yeah.
For less than half the price. So for studio workers, this is the way to go, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely the way to go.
And you're on the Stream Deck life? I know everyone.
Yeah, I like the Stream Deck for just a few shortcuts here and there. I haven't fully tapped in all the features, but I started working with SoundFlow. And then, because there's now those special customization for SoundFlow and shortcuts into Pro Tools, and then an integration with SoundFlow into Stream Deck. So, and you can write your own code. So I started doing this, but I haven't written enough codes to actually fully integrate Stream Deck yet.
Yeah.
But I have it just for apps and specific features and stuff like that until I get SoundFlow fully integrated into it, and then I will be writing full action or flow of workflow inside it.
So I got to point out this Grace M908. It's it's such a beautiful monitor controller, and my favorite part is that you just have the one remote clip going in here, and then that's just your headphones.
The thing about this that was my favorite is the converters on this is mastering grade converter.
Oh, okay.
Because it has digital to analog converters.
Yeah.
And then it has 8 of them.
Yep.
So you can send multiple mixes or masters to all of them, and then you can A/B from here instead of A/Bing from the software. So that's what I do right here. I would go like to here and then just A/Bing all mixes and masters.
Yeah.
And it actually carries clock in it as well.
Yeah, and you said that has DSP in it for EQing?
It's 24, 26 band EQ for your speakers. So that way for final room tuning. And it supports 22 channels of speakers. So if you're running a full Dolby Atmos setup, you can actually run the whole thing from here. Delay compensation for speakers, DSP EQ, left and right balance, surround balance, the whole thing. You can run it entirely from here and make sure it's all well done.
That's crazy. So you don't have to like come out of like the Lynx or your DAW for
No,
that?
you send it, actually you send it digital audio if you want to. You can send it ADAT, and then it will convert all of it with mastering grade converters to 24 channels to all your speakers. And then you can run from here, like you can see, you switch, so it's like a 5.1 system. It's a full, bigger system.
Whoa.
And then you can set up in the settings anything that you want to be. And it can also send Q outs for your tracking room if you want to as well. The amount of features in this thing is absolutely amazing.
It's very expensive. It's like, what, $4 grand or something?
8.
8 grand. Good God.
Or 7,700, something like that.
Yeah, it's the stereo one I think is like $4
grand. Yes,
4 grand.
the stereo one is a $4 grand, but it doesn't have the DSP in it.
Right. Or
But
the
it's-
Atmos.
Or the Atmos,
Yeah.
but it still have the same converters. So
Yeah.
if you're not doing Atmos and you don't need DSP, it's obviously amazing to use. It's a very expensive one, but it's kind of become the heart of the studio, and you kind of
Oh my God,
when you
yes.
get to this, you kind of have to have it.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you got in the racks over here?
I'm using the new, actually the West Audio Titan. I've been using some of their stuff and they're incredible. So this is their Pultec EQ version. And then this is their version of the SSLG bus compressor. What I like about the West Audio, that they hook up USB to your computer and they have a plugin.
Oh, wow.
And then in the plugin, you change the settings, it's actually syncs.
What?
So it's a digitally controlled analog unit.
Whoa.
And then when you open a session, if the plugin is in the session, it recalls the setting of whatever you had this for that session.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's great.
But it's fully analog because you have to pass audio in and out through it.
Sure.
And if you're using their chassis, you basically use one USB on the back, and it automatically recognizes all 10 channels.
What? Even if you're not using West Audio?
Well, it won't recall these settings, but
Sure,
it
yeah.
recognizes that on number 5 and 6, 7, and 8 are West Audio units, and it automatically syncs to them.
Sure, got it.
They have a new tube compressors, which is their version of the Manly.
Nice.
That's what I'm looking to buy eventually because I really like it.
The Verymu?
Yeah. So their version of the Verymu was
cool.
real tubes in 500 series. Those are the Neves tape saturations.
Oh, sick.
So those are the magnetic tapes, and they're incredible on vocals. And then they have also the silk transformers in them.
Yeah.
So you get kind of both worlds. You get a tape saturation, and then you get the silk transformers. Absolutely amazing. And then SSL fusion, everybody knows that. You have a drive. You have, it's called the Violet EQ, which is like the SSL version of the Pultec.
Smiley face.
Low shelf and high shelf.
Yeah.
Yeah, the smiley face. And then that's a high frequency compressor, which is like a de-esser, and then a stereo imager, and then SSL transformer, and then just input and output. So you can use it in mix buses a lot. I use it in mix buses a lot. Sometimes I use it in mastering too, or specific elements of it in mastering. And then it's great for like overheads.
Oh, cool. Yeah, of course.
Or electric guitars, stereo guitars through it as I'm tracking.
Sure.
And it's amazing. The links, everybody knows that. I use this basically to pass audio in and out for AD and DA conversion to make sure that all my quality is really clean. And then above it is the 2500 compressors. This is the newer version, which is the 2500 Plus. The only difference in that one is has a blend feature in it where you can run parallel compression or have a mix button in it.
Killer.
It's like the famous API. Everybody knows that. It's incredible. This one is it's actually made by, it's called Langevin, but it's made by Manly, and it's an analog limiter. And it's a great stereo limiter. I use it in mastering as well. It's a great unit. Then above it, this is not super new. It's a couple years, but not a lot of people familiar with it. But Flock Audio. I don't know if you've